consistent goaltending for Pittsburgh.
There she is, baby! Come get the Stanley Cup.
It's a very hard trophy to win. You know, ultimately, you got to beat 4 teams, and there's so many things that have to go right.
The game is over, and the Canadians win the Stanley Cup.
It weighs 32.5 pounds, but when you win it, it is a mere centimeter.
And the victors, the Stanley Cup, emblematic of the hockey championship of the world.
John Belleville, his 10th Stanley Cup. Gretzky has got it up. The waiting is over. The New York Rangers are the Stanley Cup champions.
19 years since they won a playoff round. It's Stanley Cup or bust.
Rangers all-time winning record now belongs to these Boston Bruins.
Seal the spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time in franchise history.
Years of frustration, but here is the grandest celebration. You get to hoist the Stanley Cup.
You see what a sports great moments right here.
Thank the people who won it and realize how lucky they are.
He can win it. Watch him shoot and score. Connor McDavid, he's in elite company with his 150th point.
Bobby said the only thing left to win is the Stanley Cup.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome inside the Twitch TV studios. My name is Colin Spence, and I'm joined alongside by Megan Fitzpatrick. Megan, welcome in. The playoffs roll on in our simulation that we're doing here in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that being the Buffalo Sabres and the Pittsburgh Penguins taking each other on for a Game 2 matchup in Buffalo. Buffalo leads the series 1-0 over Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. A 1-0 score after one game. That was all we had. It was just a one goal. What do we expect here tonight in Game 2?
Yeah, absolutely, Brad. I mean, that was such a tight game in Game 1. Both goalies were just phenomenal. So I think tonight we might see a bit more desperation from the Penguins, especially with Crosby trying to get that offense going. But Buffalo's got a really strong defensive structure, so it could be another low-scoring, real chess match tonight. I'm pumped to see how it unfolds.
Well, it was a game that Stuart Skinner played well in, just made one mistake other than UPL. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. UPL was very good for Buffalo. Talk a little bit about him. That was his first Stanley Cup playoff game, and he gets a shutout in it. So pretty crazy stuff. But talk a little bit about his performance and his trajectory this season, or series, sorry.
Yeah, it was really impressive, especially considering the stage. I mean, UPL has been kind of up and down this season, right? But he's really hit a new gear at the perfect time. His positioning was so solid, he stayed patient, and he didn't give up any second chances. So if he keeps this kind of confidence going, I mean, Buffalo's got a real shot at making a deep run. It's really cool to see.
It is really cool to see, but Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins, they have the experience over the Buffalo Sabres. They've done this before. They've been to the playoffs many, many times. Crosby, obviously, with the cups to prove it. How does Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins get back in this series and make it 1-1 heading back to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, Crosby's been here so many times, and that experience is invaluable. I think for Pittsburgh, it's going to be about getting back to that fast, aggressive pace they're known for, especially in transition. And then they've got to get more traffic in front of the net. You know, take the pressure off their goalie, get some screens on UPL. If they do that, I think they'll get their rhythm back, and it'll be a really fun series.
I think so too, and we both made our picks in the pre-playoff show, which is live on, well, is now posted on YouTube. It was live on Twitch TV. You can find all of our videos on the NHL on EA YouTube channel, We both picked different for this first round. I went with Pittsburgh in 6. You went with Buffalo in 7. So it'll be interesting to see if the Pittsburgh Penguins can battle back and earn the right to head to Pittsburgh 1 apiece. Megan, do you know what time it is?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just about game time. Should be dropping the puck in the next 10 minutes or so. So we're right on schedule. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out. And of course, we'll be back at intermission to break it all down.
You got it, but 10 minutes before puck drop means it's pregame pick time. Brought to you by Subway Eat Fresh. Pregame picks brought to you by Subway Eat Fresh. Megan, who is your Game 2 winner of this series? Do the Penguins go home 1-1, or does Buffalo take the 2-0 series lead?
Ooh, all right. So I'm sticking with Buffalo here. I think UPL's got that momentum, and the crowd in Buffalo is going to be electric. But, it's going to be a battle. Crosby's going to play it back hard. So I'm going Sabres in a tight one, maybe 3-2. What about you, Brad?
Well, Colin here, not Brad, but I am going with the Penguins. I think Crosby, Malkin, and Letang find a way to scrap it up and get a win heading back to Pittsburgh. I think the Penguins win it 3-2 in overtime.
Ooh, I love that call, Colin. Yeah, that top line for the Penguins, if they get rolling, it could be really special. And I think Sid's going to make a statement tonight, especially in that overtime moment. So, yeah, I can't wait. This is going to be a fun one.
Alrighty, Megan, one more segment before puck drop. It is the Keys to Victory, sponsored by Gillette, the best a man can get. What are your 3 keys to victory if you're the Buffalo Sabres?
All right, so for Buffalo, I'd say first, they've got to stay disciplined. Pittsburgh is going to push those penalties, so they need to avoid taking too many. Second, keep that defensive structure tight. Don't give Crosby and Malkin any easy looks. And third, I think they need to keep the puck moving quickly in transition, catch the Penguins off guard. If they do those 3 things, I think they take game 2.
Alrighty, and if you're the Pittsburgh Penguins, what are your keys to victory?
Gotcha. So for the Penguins, I think their 3 keys would be first, establish that physicality early, push Buffalo off their game. Second, get the power play going. Capitalizing on those opportunities is huge. And third, like you said, lean on Crosby and Malkin. Get them those high danger chances. If they do that, I think they even it up.
Alrighty, so couple of suggestions there from us in the pregame show. It's the Penguins, it's Buffalo, live from the KeyBank Center in Buffalo. We have the call for you next as we send it down to Sabres country.
Tonight's starting goaltenders are presented by Tops Markets, where Sabres fans make big saves with the best deals in town. At the 9 and 10 in 20. The drum, Sandra Jenneret.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the KeyBank Center here in Buffalo. You can hear the crowd shouting loud and proud, and they are on their feet in Buffalo, who have a 3-1 series lead at home against the Pittsburgh Penguins. A 1-0 game in Game 1. As Benson, the goal scorer in that game, chips it down in the corner. The hit down in that corner was Evgeny Malkin absorbing a Bowen Byram hit. As it's played back onto the stick here, Ricard Raquel. Head coach of the Penguins, Dan Muse, said that he wants a little bit more out of his top guys. That being Crosby, Malkin, and Letang. Wants a better performance out of them, really challenging his squad. And for Lindy Ruff, Just keep it the same thing. Just keep it hard, physical, and get pucks to the net, and the goals will come. Here is Tage Thompson looking to get on the board as a quick shot stopped there by Stuart Skinner. The first shot of the game brought to you by the Tim Hortons app. Make your picks today at the Tim Hortons app. Here's Tage Thompson again. Feeds one over. Broken up there by Eric Carlson, who finds Sidney Crosby. Takes a hit from Owen Power. Puck gets onto Raquel's stick, and he'll play it back over to Owen Power as Buffalo gets out of their zone. Here's Thompson again. Stops up. He's got no one else. A shot saved there by Skinner as he'll hold on and get a whistle here for the Penguins. Played back to Rust. He will spin around, makes a nice pass to Letang. Feeds it on to Kindle, the 18-year-old. Trying to make his presence here in the first period of the game, too. Zucker now on the puck. Will stop it up. Plays it back, and here come the Buffalo Sabres. Broken up again, and now it's played back to Witherspoon, who will chip it down the ice. 2 games already through here on this Monday, second day of playoff hockey. And Zucker takes that was McLeod taking a big hit. Here's Kindle now in. Works it around to Rust. A shot stopped there by UPL. 2-2 are the shots on net. McLeod, the lead feed pass to Quinn. He works his way. A shot stopped there and smothered by Stuart Skinner. 0-0 here in period number 1 as we trek on here in Buffalo. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs here on the EA Network and Flow Hockey.
Thank God you guys are here.
Rob Gronkowski, I love you.
It's not just Gronk and animals funny.
It's the greatest moment of my life.
Sad, but probably true.
It's not just disgruntled Dennis funny.
Incoming! You three are playing hacky sack with me right now.
Okay.
It's Fox funny.
I'm the greatest military mind of my generation. And I don't walk away from anything except explosions in slow motion.
Fox Thursday is the biggest new night of comedy. And watch all seasons of Animal Control on Hulu.
How do you think this story's going to play out?
Too close to call.
5 minutes of air.
Go big?
Or go home. We in a Super Bowl 59 spot.
Feels super.
Shut up.
It's been a long time, Ethan.
Your mission, should you choose to accept.
We're back here in Buffalo. Face off to the left of Stuart Skinner. Low shooting event here in game number 2. Chinnikov tries to play it out. It's broken up there by the Sabres, and Carrick will play it in the middle here to Danforth. Works his way in, and like we mentioned prior to the break there, the stoppage of play, the 2 other games that concluded here so far today on a Monday, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the New York Rangers are heading to Toronto. There's a quick shot on net. They're heading to Toronto with a 1-1 series tie, as well as Seattle and St. Louis heading to St. Louis. 1-1 as well. Shea plays it up over to Soderblom. Broken up there by Zucker. Soderblom coming over from Detroit. He made a presence in game number 1 physically, as now he tries to get on the scoreboard here in game number 2. Josh Doan trying to bump it back. Byram was there to cover, but it just slipped his hands. Doan holds the puck. Broken up there by the Penguins. Want to be harder and physical on their puck battles and their zone entries. As Buffalo gets into the zone, here's Norris, it scores! Josh Norris is the first goal in tonight's contest! Buffalo has the lead in game 2! Well, Colin, I'm going to jump in here. Great start for both of these teams. And the Buffalo Sabres just a dump in. Great puck retrieval by Josh Norris. And he just shoots this on net by driving to the net. And Stuart Skinner tries to hold on. He just can't keep it there as it trickles under the glove. And the Buffalo Sabres have a 1-0 lead. Oh, Bob, it's so hard to even hear you with this crowd so loud here in Buffalo. Darlene gets an assist on the opening goal. Feeds it over to Benson with a backhand shot. Stopped there by Skinner as he will hold on and try to calm things down here in Buffalo. Face-off won by Thompson. Tuck wins it back to Power. Back over to Kesselring with a shot. It was tipped in front. Benson holds. Fires one. It scores! Zach Benson's second goal in as many games. It's 2-0 Buffalo. Stuart Skinner, that's twice on the glove hand side. Now the shot goes on net. He makes the save and then it trickles through. This is not a good start for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Stuart Skinner, Dan Mears is not happy. You saw him on the bench shaking his head. Not a good start for the Penguins. Take a look. This was him right when they scored. Not a good start. If you're the Pittsburgh Penguins, it's Stuart Skinner. So Buffalo now has a 2-0 lead. Benson's got 2 goals in this series. As he buries one past Skinner. Here comes Evgeny Malkin in, working a backhand. Stopped there by Luukkonen. Kesselring plays it up over to Tuck. Right down to the final seconds of the period. Brought to you by the NHLShop.com. Find all the NHL merchandise at NHLShop.com as we wrap up the first period here in Buffalo. The Penguins trail by 2 and still awaiting their first goal of the 2026 postseason.
NHL Hockey Challenge is getting fans' attention. Can Jess keep her streak alive? It's 5 days. 6. She shoots. She scores. 7 days. That's free coffee for a week. Play for free in the Tim's app.
The opening game here. They kind of fight towards Crosby now. Away from Spezza. Sidney Crosby stopping and starting on Jason Spezza. He puts on a show. Crosby out in front from his knees. Back for Letang. His shot. Scores!
escapes, and it's McKinnon. He's on his horse, powering through the speakers. What's the goal? Oh, goodness, what a goal from Nathan McKinnon! Here's Miller. Subban out of the box. Subban on a breakaway. He scores!
Trying to fight Batista. Put there, and Detroit will get it. Eisenman just got away from Rene Corbett. Eisenman moves into the middle. Sandstrom with it. Eisenman. Save made. Rebound. He stopped. Steve Eisenman got the rebound. He banked it in. Played here by Danny Heatley out. They come 2-on-1. This is Niederreiter holding on to it. And he scores! Niederreiter wins the series for the Minnesota Wild. Erickson Hilder to hit now, and Nyquist, oh my, he's run into by Bolin. Right back ahead comes Seabrook with a shot.
Well, hello and welcome back to the KeyBank Center here in Buffalo as the Sabres lead this game 2-0. They're trying to do the same in the series and take a 2-0 lead heading back to Pennsylvania. Bob, what do you see so far down there between the benches?
Oh, I see that the Buffalo Sabres are building off of its fan base. These guys are lunatics down here, throwing popcorn, spilling beer. Oh, look out. Here's Thompson to Benson, and a good stop there by Skinner. Really good work there by the top line of Buffalo. Benson plays it over to Byram. Lost it, and now it's played back onto the stick here of Carlson. He'll wheel his way in, finds Sid the Kid with a shot. Never got through, and Benson will send this down the ice. The foot race is on, but Byram will hold up, and that will be an icing call. Buffalo. Evgeny Malkin takes his puck, gets his head down, massive hit by Dolly. Look at the leg right there of Malkin. It's the left leg of Malkin. He was slow to get up. And that's not good with him going back to the locker room. We'll keep eyes on that one.
Lindy Rupp having a word with the referee. Not really sure what that's about, but a word nonetheless. Sabres win the face-off. Byram is on it. He'll play it up over to Benson. Zach Benson, the youngster, has 2 goals in 2 games so far this playoff series. What a start to his postseason career. Witherspoon gets the puck down low, plays it up high. A pass down low to Kindle. And that one hit a deflection out in front. Puck not out. Buffalo trying desperately to get out. Here's Letangin. Stopped there by Luukkonen. Byram plays it back. Penguins got the Sabres on their heels here for a moment, but here comes Buffalo now. Tuck stops up at the blue. A fired shot. It hit a body out in front. Tuck with a good forecheck. Gets the puck out to Kesselring, and it's sent down into Buffalo territory. Power goes back for it. Plays it up over to Benson. At the very tail end of his shift, fires a shot on net. Skinner swats it aside. Letang, head up, because here comes Josh Doan. Here's Norris! Stopped there by Skinner. Benson up top. Power with a shot. Saved there by Skinner. And he'll hold on with 10:40 to go. Norris wins the draw. This crowd is loud and alive here in the second period as their Sabres lead it 2-0. Zucker to Kesselring, back to Norris to Zucker, and a shot was blocked there in front.
This line of Zucker, Norris, and Josh Doan is just a lot for the Penguins to handle tonight.
Kesselring tries to bump it back to Power. Novak was there to defend it. And he gets dumped and spilled at the red line. Here's Owen Power dropping it back. Don't shoot! Stopped there by Skinner. The puck dropped as he will find it and cover it. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Pittsburgh Penguins trying to find a goal here in their series, but they do find a big block from their defenseman. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs here on the EA Network and Flow Hockey.
But the man was stubborn.
I really thought...
Story goes that after searching for years, it was a fever dream and a chicken that finally led Colonel Sanders to the 11th herb and spice. He knew his chicken would be famous if he could perfect frying it in hot oil under intense pressure, which is as dangerous as it sounds. It's a party. No, it wasn't. But the man was stubborn.
I really thought it would explode.
And soon he was serving his chicken around the country.
Congratulations, Colonel. Well done.
If anyone tried to copy his recipe,
You cannot trademark flavor.
he served them his fist. And if the gravy wasn't made to his standard, he thought that too.
I'll get the mop.
Sure, this may all seem a little obsessive, but the Colonel lived, so we could chicken.
Our planet, our future, rests upon your cheeks. Every day, over 1 million trees are destroyed to make traditional toilet paper. With Who Gives a Crap's recycled glue roll, bums of the world, you can stand, nay, sit down for what you believe in. Uncrap the world with Who Gives a Crap.
We're back here at the KeyBank Center. Bob, the Sabres are pouring on the pressure here against Pittsburgh. They only have 3 shots registered on net.
Yeah, this is a much better effort from the Sabres than game 1. And Pittsburgh came out hot in the first period. Buffalo got it back together. But this is all Buffalo here in the first 2 periods.
The surge of the fans and the anticipation of this one. But here comes Connor Dewar. Breakaway, tripped up, penalty shot. Connor Dewar is going to get a penalty shot in game number 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
What a stop by UPL. He makes the stop as Dewar's falling over.
Dewar works his way in. Stop there by Luukkonen. What a save by UPL. As a massive save. Mark that one down, Bob, because that could be the difference here tonight. Another shot. Glove save by Luukkonen. The Penguin is down on the ice, very slow to get up. I believe that is Gerard, who went off to the bench. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Massive hit there by Logan Stanley on Sidney Crosby. Here comes Quinn. He's behind the D. A backhand. Stop there by Skinner. 3:55 to go. Let's take a look at the replay there for Samuel Gerard.
Yeah, watch it off the face-off. Here it is. Goes for a shot. Logan Stanley and McLeod collide, and it's the way that Gerard falls very slow and awkwardly as he limps down the tunnel holding his shoulder.
So 2 Penguins down. We have yet to see Malkin return to the bench here in the second period. And now Gerard going down the tunnel. McLeod to Darlene. Byram with a shot. Blocker saves Skinner. Mantha has to dump this one in as he's getting pressured, and now Byram back with it for the Sabres. Byram plays over to Krebs, finds Carrick, who stops up, feeds it in the middle. Krebs couldn't get there. Danforth tries to help out. Crosby breaks it up. Carlson, look out. Raquel, there's Darlene. Laying the body on Raquel, and another one from Byram on Crosby. Greenway over the red and dumps it in. We're down to the final minute here in the second period, brought to you by Gillette.
as Witherspoon has the puck. Played away. Big hit there by the Sabres along the half wall. Here's Carlson. 2-on-1. Rust with Carlson. A backhand shot stopped there by Luukkonen. As that will do it for the period. As the Buffalo Sabres and the Pittsburgh Penguins locked in at the score that we started the period at. 2-0 Buffalo. Unfortunately for Gerard and Malkin, no return as of yet. Let's keep an eye on that in the third period.
Dropping it off for Downey. Downey to the net, shoots. He's got it figured out, though. That's for sure. Here comes Gaudreau. Wants to win there. Scores.
Calvert stays with it. Drops the puck back to Dubinsky. Jokic falls, sits back in front. What a save, rebound. Calvert scores. And Calvert, overtime winner. And there it is. The Columbus Blue Jackets have won a playoff game for the first time in their history.
Yeah, see it. You like the way the new line for playing. He's now for Tarasenko. He breaks free. To the bench, and he scores. Oh, my, the same move he used at Madison Square Garden back in November.
Off to the Devils, plays it cross ice into the far corner. Beto swoops in to intercept. Beto behind the net, swings it in front. He's down. Beto! 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 Defend Beto! And the Rangers have one more hill to climb, baby!
Back of their own net, they're 2 men short. The Rangers, Bill Cook to score. The series is over. The New York Rangers are the winners. The battered old Stanley Cup goes back to
The
Broadway.
midway point of period 2. Here is Meyer. Around Bill Meester. To the net. He scores. A spectacular goal. 4-2 Sharks.
Moves to the middle. Back to Crosby. Lost center. Kinsel scores. Jake Kinsel knocks it out of the air, and he and the Rangers are arguing. It's a high stick. Kinsel celebrates. It was called a goal. Power play marker has made it 2-1 Pittsburgh.
Lafleur's watching Sims. And Lafleur is going after it. Right under the big shoot. They score! Lafleur! And the Canadians win the Stanley Cup. And in this, the deciding game, Jacques Lemaire has scored. Jerry.
Third period about to get underway here, heavily in favor of the Sabres. They lead the game 2-0, and they're out shooting the Penguins by 10, 17-7. Bob, if the Penguins got to get back in this hockey game, how do they do it?
They need a goal, and they need one fast. Crosby, Mantha, and Raquel out on the ice just to be observant. No Malkin on the bench as of now.
Benson now on the puck. He's got 2 goals this playoff series. Trying to look for his second of the night, his third of the series. But Skinner makes a glove stop. One more game to go here on the network. In Flow Hockey, it'll be Winnipeg and Utah. First game of their series was very physical, very high scoring. A 6-5 win for the Mammoth in game 1. Here's a shot by Crosby. Never really got on target. Now he tries again, this time stopped by Luukkonen. Mantha, part shot, stopped by Luukkonen again. Crosby goes in, but can't get the puck from Thompson. Thompson turns it over. Raquel to Carlson. And a good stop there by Luukkonen again. Byram plays it over to Tage Thompson. Works his way in. Tries to feed it in the middle. It's broken up there with a good back check from Raquel. Raquel to Rust. He's got Benson all over him. A pass shot off the post. The Penguins come that close as Anthony Mantha rimmed one off the iron. Rust with a shot. Stopped there by Luukkonen. He'll play it out.
Much better start to this third period for the Penguins. Really good start.
Donan couldn't pull the trigger. Norris, this line has been the best line for Buffalo here tonight. Good sign for the Penguins as Shea back out on the ice. Dewar gets the Boo Birds on him. Here is Zucker in with a shot. Stopped there by Skinner as he'll hold on and get the whistle. No Gerard and no Malkin on the bench. for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, really tough sledding here for the Penguins. What a shot by Anthony Mantha. Beat Luukkonen, but not the iron. What an absolute blast of a bomb that was from Mantha.
Face-off won there by Novak. Chinnikov will play it up over to Shea. Turn back onto the stick here, Novak, who shoots. Stops there by Luukkonen. Norris in the middle to Shen. Stays with it, plays it over to Doan. Shane Doan holds. Rims it around the net. Novak is there. Plays it up over to Clifton, and it's back to Chinnikov. Here comes a 2-on-1 for the Penguins. He's in! And I think Shen's stick on a piece of that, but great save by Luukkonen. Here's the lead feed pass to Peyton Krebs. Game opens up as Krebs tries to go high. Good stop there by Skinner.
The fans in Buffalo are absolutely lunatics.
Achari with a shot. Stopped there by Luukkonen. Turnover, Crosby out in front, and that one got stopped by Luukkonen as well. Here comes Quinn. Drops it to McLeod. Can't find the trigger as now Carlson is on it. Crosby out in front, and Chari with a shot. Starts and they score! Nolan Chari bangs one home for the Penguins. The first postseason goal for Pittsburgh goes to Nolan Chari as Luukkonen slides across and can't bury it. Carrick with a face-off win. Kesslering is on it, plays it back over to Carrick, who holds the puck. Lost it there to Soderblom, and he turns it away there by Greenway. Danforth. So Buffalo gives up their first goal in the third period of game number 2 of this series. Greenway to Carrick, back to Witherspoon. Turns the puck over. There's a pass to Carrick, who spins another shot there by Greenway, and Skinner will hold on. 4:03 to go in the third period. Buffalo leads it 2-1 as Stuart Skinner makes a couple of big stops.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
You see what I did there, right?
Ever since they got DirecTV, they don't miss a game. Not the opening pitch, not even the pregame flyover. Bobby, look.
It's baseball season in America, baby. You know those geese are Canadian, right? They've got baseball there, too.
That's my boy. Say hi, Churchill. He's friendly.
Be sweeter than the sweetest with the new Lynx Fine Fragrance Collection.
Billy? You're still here?
Told you. Not leaving until I'm good enough to go pro. And with DoorDash, I got everything I need. They keep me fueled. They bring me fresh gear. And all the comforts of home.
But dude, how are you getting better all alone?
Not. DoorDash also brings me waters.
Anna Lee waters?
You ready, Billy?
I was born ready.
DoorDash.
Come on, Billy. My mom had smarter than that.
Face-off won there by the Penguins. So a big goal from Nola Chari for Pittsburgh as they get on the board here. Sidney Crosby trying to tie this game up at 2. 3:15 to go here in the third period in Buffalo. Game number 2 as the series shifts to Pittsburgh for game 3 on Wednesday night. Here's Byram trying to feed it back in the middle. A turnover. Raquel couldn't feed Crosby. Power. Byram back to Power. Chips it in. A turnover. Here's Tage Thompson in. Blocker stops Skinner. We get ready for a face-off down in the Penguin zone. Thompson can't win it. Letang does. And here come the Penguins. We're down to the final minute of play here in the third period. Benson tries to chip it down. Thompson out on the ice. Kindle with Mantha. Can't get the puck deep. Tuck trying to get it deeper. Here's a poke away play there by Benson. But here comes Witherspoon. And then the Penguins are in. They're going to get on the power play with 37 seconds to go. The first penalty of game 2 comes with 37 seconds to go in the period as the Pittsburgh Penguins have a power play to try to tie this game up. Really looking for the shot at the point. Really good chance there. Bob got excited as the Buffalo Sabres send the puck down the ice. Empty net for Pittsburgh. Doan in on Carlson. The forecheck of Doan wins the puck battle, but Novak is there. 21 seconds to go. Letang, he's got 2 Penguins with him. A shot stopped there by Luukkonen. A rebound, they score! Chris Letang, his coach told him to be better. Power play goal for the Penguins. And we are all tied up heading to overtime. What a goal for the Penguins. Letang stays with it. UPL can't find the puck. It's right under your pal. And the Penguins, look at the reaction from Hughes and the team. A massive goal for Pittsburgh. So Buffalo and the Penguins tied at 2 with 13 seconds to go. McLeod sends it over to Quinn. Will we be headed to overtime? It kind of looks like we will. Here's Kindle, one final rush. Kindle shoots, stopped there by Luukkonen, as that will do it for regulation time. We are headed to overtime in game number 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So overtime about ready to go here in Buffalo. Who's going to be the hero? Will Buffalo head to Pittsburgh up by 2, or will the Penguins find a way like New York did earlier today? Raquel takes a hit there from Byram, a lead feed pass, and this is not the man you want the puck on his stick. Here's Thompson in. Save, they score! Alex Tuck! And it didn't even take them a minute! The Buffalo Sabres win it in overtime!
Buffalo's Alex Tuck is the hero tonight in Buffalo. What a play. Tage Thompson with the shot. And it's Alex Tuck's smart move. Really smart move. To put Alex Tuck up there with Tage Thompson and Zach Benson in overtime. As Alex Tuck makes a fantastic play of going to the net and smacks one in on the backhand. The Buffalo Sabres give up a late goal in the third period on the penalty kill to Chris Letang and the Penguins. But the Sabres show up in overtime and bury the Penguins. As the Sabres win it 3-2 and are headed to Pennsylvania, up by 2 in the series.